Lesson 4-1, Finding Factors Using Divisibility Rules. Today we are going to use divisibility rules to find factors of numbers. This is going to come in very handy since this chapter we're starting on working with fractions. We need to know factors when we deal with common denominators and reducing. Let's start with this first example. When I want to create a rectangle with an area of 12. Okay, the length and width of the rectangle are the factors of that number. So if I look at my numbers here and I try to create a rectangle with an area of 12, I know that I need to put all of the unit squares together in a way that will create a rectangle. So in this case, I know that this dimension is 2, and this dimension over here would be 6, so I would have a 2 by 6 set of factors that would give me the area of 12. Pause the movie now and draw another rectangle on your own with different factors that still have an area of 12. So let's look at divisibility. What does it mean to be divisible? Well, I can say that 10 is divisible by 2 and 5 because 2 and 5 equals 10. How do I know if a number is divisible by 6? Well, I would ask myself, if I divide that number by 6, does it go in evenly? Or can I multiply 6 by something to get that number? Let's look at 36. If I divide 36 by 6, I get exactly 6. So 36 is divisible by 6. How about 42? Is 42 divisible by 6? Yes, because 6 times 7 is 42. There are some rules that we're going to learn for divisibility. The first rule is if a number is divisible by 2. We know a number is divisible by 2 if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Look at the question. Answer yes or no. Is 458 divisible by 2? Well, does it end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? Yes, it ends in 8. So we can say yes, 458 is divisible by 2. Let's move on to the next rule. How do we know if a number is divisible by 3? Well, let's see. We know a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. What does that mean? Well, if I had a number like, let's say, 27, I would look at the two digits. 2 is a digit and 7 is a digit. If I add 2 and 7, I get 9. Is 9 divisible by 3? Yes, it is. Then, since 9 is divisible by 3, we can say that 27 is divisible by 3. Well, let's try this example. 45. One digit is 4, and the other digit is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. Is 9 divisible by 3? Yes. Since 9 is divisible by 3, we can say that 45 is also divisible by 3. Pause the movie now and copy these two divisibility rules and the example problems into your notes. Let's move on. How do we know if a number is divisible by 5? Well, numbers divisible by 5 end in 0 or 5. So let's look at this first one, 345. Does 345 end in 0 or 5? Yes, it ends in a 5. So we can say yes, 345 is divisible by 5. The divisibility rule for 6 requires a little bit of work. How do we know if a number is divisible by 6? Well, it's got to meet two requirements. It has to be divisible by both 2 and 3. Okay, well, let's check this one down here. Answer yes or no. Is 732 divisible by 6? Well, we know it has to be divisible by both 2 and 3. So let's check it for 2 first. The divisibility rule for 2 says that the number must end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. What does this number end in? It ends in a 2. So yes, 732 is divisible by 2. Let's check it for 3. In order for a number to be divisible by 3, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Well, let's add up our digits. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Is 12 divisible by 3? Yes, so 732 is also divisible by 3. Since it's divisible by both 2 and 3, we can say yes, this number 732 is divisible by 6. Pause the movie now and copy these two rules into your notes. Next, we're going to see if a number is divisible by 9. The rule for divisibility for 9 is very similar to 3. We add the digits, and if the digits are divisible by 9, then so is the number. So let's look at what digits are in this number. 6, 7, and 5. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. Is 18 divisible by 9? Yes, because 9 times 2 is 18. So we can say that, yes, 675 is divisible by 9. The last one's very easy. We can tell if a number is divisible by 10 if it ends in a 0. 3,450 ends in the number 0. So I can say that, yes, 3,450 is in fact divisible by 10. Pause the movie now to make sure that you have listed all of the divisibility rules and the example problems on your paper. Let's look at some examples. Is the first number divisible by the second? To do these types of problems, you're going to have to use your notes. Go back and review the rules for divisibility by 3. We know a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So let's look at our digits. I've got 5, 6, and 7. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. Is 18 divisible by 3? Yes, it is. So we can say that 567 is divisible by 3. Pause the movie and put this example problem into your notes and try number 2. You will get it checked by your teacher. Looking at the next example, we see a word problem. There are 20 choral students singing at the school concert. Each row of singers must have the same number of students. If there are at least 5 students in each row, what are the possible arrangements? Well, we can use the factors of 20. So I know that 1 times 20 is 20. I can have one row of 20 students. In fact, they want us to write it like this, 1 by 20. Another row is 2 by 10, because 2 times 10 is also 20 students. Could I make rows with 3? Nope, 3 is not a factor of 20. How about 4? Yes, so 4 by 5. So these are all of the possible arrangements of students at the school concert. Also, they are the factors of 20. Let's look at another example. Sometimes you will be asked to list the factors of a number. How would I list the factors of 36? This is the way I recommend to my students. I start with 1 and 36. Always start with 1 and the number you're trying to find the factors of. Next, we use our divisibility rules. Does 2 go into 36? Yes, it ends in an even number. So 2 times 18 would give me 36. Now let's check for 3. Does 3 go into 36? Well, the digits 3 and 6 are 9. 3 goes into 9, so 3 also goes into 36, and it goes in 12 times. 4 goes into 36? Yep. 4 times 9 is 36. How about 5? Does 36 end in a 0 or a 5? No, 5 is not a factor of 36. 6? Yep. 6 times 6 is 36. How about 7? Now I'm in my upper numbers and I realize that I am finished listing all of my factors. Write this in your notes, 36, and then list all of the factors. Next, you're going to do these practice problems and bring them to class tomorrow. Tell me, is 45 divisible by 2, by 3, by 5, 6, 9, and 10? I'd like to know for each number. Use your divisibility rules to find out. Last, I'd like you to list all of the factors of 72.